well, let's talk about the games that I actually did get to play this month. And first, let's start off with Tiny Epic Kingdoms. So I got the Kickstarter version, and I also got the Heroes Call game. So it's the expansion to this. And it came with a sleeve, kind of keeps it together. I really like that. And also, it comes with this like really embossed, shiny kind of part on the box that I really liked. It really makes the quality of the game come out on just the cover. But it's supposed to be a Tiny Epic Kingdom game where you're kind of just gaining resources and sprawling your meeples about different lands, and then you're also battling and you're kind of just claiming land area. So here you go. This is a card that you share with your opponents, and you kind of move up the system here. And this is like where you pick your different actions throughout the game. It also comes with these tiny little meeples, and also this first player marker, which is huge. And also comes with like these different dice, which you don't roll, you just use them as voting little markers. And then it comes with a ton of cards. And these cards right here are different land cards, and they're double-sided, and you get all of these. So there's lots of game, and just this is the base game cards, along with the character factions. They're all different from one another, and there's a ton of them just in the base game. So you get that all in one little tiny box, and then you also get the, I also got the expansion for Heroes Call. What this brings to the game is, instead of it being a 2 to 5 player game in about like 30 minutes, this one actually makes it a solo player game. It also brings more characters into the game and more land cards. So it really expands the game itself. And it's really small and convenient, and you can easily pack it away and just have a big game in a small box. It's really neat. Another game I've really been enjoying a lot is Alpaca PacaPaca. So it's a really quirky little game where you're basically a llama, or alpaca actually, and you are just stretching and stretching your neck by collecting these different cards, which have some dirt on them, poo. And also it has like different sets that you're collecting. So it's a set collection game. And not only that, you can also discard cards and play cards. It's a really funny little neat game. I've really been enjoying it with a whole bunch of different groups of people. So yeah, it's been really fun. I really have been getting a lot of gameplay with this. It's I believe 2 to 4 players or 2 to 5 players, and it plays in like 10 minutes. Super quick, super easy. I got it at the BGG store. I'm not sure if there's any around anymore. I think they sold out, but yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. You should definitely pick that one up. It's funny. And another game that I picked up at the BGG store are these cards for Coloretto. Now, I picked up Coloretto last month, and then I picked up these cards this month. And what these do is, these are the rules, and basically what you're doing is you're drawing one of these cards, and it's going to change the rule of the game. So if you're used to playing Coloretto a lot, and you just want to change it up a little bit, then just draw one of these cards. So for instance, this card will tell you any wild card that you get to pass it to the next player. And multipliers and just different rules that'll change up the game a little bit. You know, and it doesn't change it too much, but it kind of makes the game play in a different manner. I thought that was pretty neat. So another game I also acquired is Kodama. So Kodama I backed on Kickstarter. It's a Daniel Solis game by Action Phase 2. And Daniel Solis produced this other game called Kigi. And it's a game that's different than any other game I've ever played. And basically you get this trump card, and what you're doing is you're getting these different cards that will actually extend this base card into branches. And so you're constantly like building your tree and kind of expanding it on different branches. And then you're collecting little points based on the icons or the little flowers or fireflies or anything that are on the branches. So not only that, you get different action cards, these little Kodama tree spirits, and they give you like different points based on these actions that it's summoning. And also you get to play with these seasonal cards too, so it really changed up the game from Kiji, and I think it changed it up for the better. It's a really good, different like card game that I've never played with before. You should definitely check Kodama out. So check this one out if you want something different than just the basic card game set collection. It's really different. I really recommend this one. Another one too is Odin's Ravens. So I picked this one up. I heard about it from drive-through reviews, and I thought, this game will be great for my collection because I really love two-player games. So, and this is just a two-player game, and I love how it opens up. You can see here, it opens up like a book. Here are the rules, and it's like on parchment paper. It's really nice. Makes it look classy. And not just that, it also has this insert where it keeps your cards in here. And then you can see here, so these two sets, you'll give this set of cards to one player, and then this other set to a different player. And you also give them their raven, individual raven. It's really great quality. You can see that. It's really great quality token piece. And what you're basically doing is you have these different land cards, and you're putting them side by side. And then what you're doing is you're flying one raven from one side to another. This is really hard to do. But you're flying one raven from here all the way around and back. And then the other player is also flying their raven from the bottom all the way back through the top. So you're playing these different cards from your hand, trying to match these land cards, and trying to fly your raven from one side to the other. It's a racing game. It's a card playing game. It's really neat. I've really been enjoying Odin's Ravens. I'd say if you're into two-player games and you want something that's a little classy and plays in like 10 or 20 minutes, just definitely try this one out. It's really neat. I think it's a really great game to play with another player. It's not too hard, but it offers enough strategy. So another game that I've been wanting to go over is this game that I won. It's called Hex Agony. Now, it's an abstract-based game, and the rules, since it's abstract, are simple. Like, this is it for the rules. There's nothing on the back, just one page. And it's so simple. All you're doing is you're getting all these different pieces, and you're just trying to match the colors and eventually complete a hexagon. For every hexagon of your color that you complete, you get a point. So if you're the red player in this instance, you would get a point. But your opponent is also setting pieces. If they're blue and if they complete one, then they get a point. So it's really abstract. The component quality in this is great. It's like plastic pieces. It won't break or anything. So I thought that was really neat. And so it's a really good abstract game. It's simple to learn. And really easy to play. I only got to play it like once or twice, so I'm not sure how hard it'll become. And I can see it becoming more challenging depending on your opponent. The more you play it with one specific person, the more you'll get out of it. I could see that. So yeah, Hex Agony. Another game I've acquired too is Lords of Vegas. Now, I wasn't too sure about this game, and simply because there's a lot of dice rolling in this game, and I was not sure on how I would feel about that. But the rules themselves were pretty easy to follow. It's only this one page, so it's easy to get into. It's easy to introduce. It's a 2 to 6 player game. It's supposed to play in about an hour and a half. It comes with this huge board, and so basically this is the Vegas Strip. and you're trying to attain different casinos, and these different cards are the casino estates that are for sale. You buy them. You also gain money depending on the die rolls, and you're competing with other players to kind of sprawl out your casino and kind of be competitive. So it's like an area controlled, like gambling based game. And there's lots of cards, great quality cards. You know, they're a little thin, but not too bad. And also you get some paper money. Let's see that. Some paper money. I usually don't like it, but I think it fits the theme with Vegas. And a lot of dice. So these are all the dice it comes with. But when I played it, I was really surprised at Lords of Vegas. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like it, but in the end, like, we were playing it. I only played it 2 players. We were playing it, and we were just, like, laughing and just throwing dice and just yelling at each other and just kind of like, oh, no, like, you did this, and, oh, you took my casino or something like that. So I thought this was really fun. It's really lighthearted. I mean, you can easily play this with, like, a big group of people and have fun. I could see that. So, yeah, Lords of Vegas. Another game I got to play is Lewis and Clark. So Lewis and Clark I really wanted to get, not just because of the historical theme to it, but because it's also from my favorite artist, and it's Vincent Dutrait. And he does great artwork, and I knew just by getting this game I would just be impressed easily by the artwork in the game, and I was. So the rulebook was not that hard to follow. It looks really thick, but it's because there's a lot of characters in the game, and it kind of gives you a history of the whole Lewis and Clark adventure and what it incorporated. And then it also explains the gameplay itself, which wasn't too hard to follow at all. Also, the game itself played as a racing game. So you're basically racing from St. Louis all the way through the river and the mountains and trying to get to the Pacific Northwest. And you're meeting different characters like different Native Americans and different fur trappers, and just trying to gain better cards or better characters along your way. So, and these are the little Lewis and Clark meeples that you get to travel with. And then you got your little Native Americans that'll help you along the way. And then you have a whole bunch of resources, these hexagons. Super neat, super pretty. The gameplay itself was really slow at first, and it was kind of hard to pick up and go. And it was a racing game, but because it was sluggish at the beginning, once we started gaining these cards and starting building our engines, eventually, like towards the end of the game, we were just really close to ending, because whoever reaches the end or the last camp or the fort, they actually win the game instantly, no matter what. There's no like second place or anything. They just win. So you're really racing to get there first. So at the very end of the game, it was really fun, because we were both trying to use our cards the best of our ability at the end and just kind of get there first. And yeah, it played out really well at the end of the game. I was really impressed. I really liked it. It also offers solo play, and I played it solo twice, and it was pretty good, but I liked it more with another player. So yeah. So there you go. Another game that I played, last one, is XCom, the board game. Now, we've been playing this for the last 2 days, and my impression is that I'm very frustrated and very stressed out with this game. And it's not in a bad way. I think that's what it's supposed to do. It's a cooperative based game, so you're really working with the other person. But the weird thing about this is that the rule book doesn't come with the game. It comes with the setup, and it comes with a component list, a general idea of how it's supposed to be laid out on the table. But the rulebook itself is in the app. So it's an app-based game. You play this, and the app will tell you the rules. It'll explain the characters, the locations, and then it'll tell you like when the aliens are coming, where they're going. So the app itself is just the timer. It pretty much tells you where things are going to go in the game. And so you're working together to kind of try to beat the aliens and make sure you get the aliens away. And gets very stressful. Another thing too that I liked about the game are these little miniatures. So it comes with like these little tough guys, and it comes with like a whole bunch of cards and these UFOs and some dice that you roll, and also these jet planes. So I mean, the quality of the game is really neat, and I think with this game, I mean, it's probably best with 4 players, and I think with 2 players, to learning the game, it might be a little too much because you're handling 2 different characters at once. And I could see you playing it better with 4 players because you're only focused on one character. But yeah, XCOM the board game. I mean, it's really stressful and frustrating at first, but I think it's better with more players eventually. I hope. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. If you really want to go ahead and subscribe and follow, I do these monthly. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, I'm known as Netters Plays. And you can just follow me there too. I just post different things about different games too. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching and sharing this moment with me. All right, bye, you guys.